All right. Welcome to Yoga Foundations. My name is Bri Morena de Santos, and this class is very special today. We have some new yogis in the room, always special. But this class is extra special because one of the benefits of yoga, as we were discussing in this week, is pretty much everything we do in yoga, every pose that we do, when we invite the breath with the pose, we tend to release our pelvic floor. And why is that important? Well, because usually we are holding all this energy, and imagine that your organs, your most vital organs, by the way, like your bladder, for instance, are being compressed all day, right? So usually when we're practicing asana, practicing the poses, no matter which pose it is, by the way, right? As long as your breath is deep and invited and you have these big belly breaths where like you're filling your lungs, you're filling your side body, it's like a balloon expanding and contracting, you're releasing. And that's so healthy for us as we continue to go through this aging process of being a human. Well, today we're going to focus a little bit more intuitively on how we can invite that into our bodies. And with that intention, our intuitive side, our body's own infinite wisdom will take over. So we're going to do some practices to get us there. They're going to be very grounding and very perfect if you're new to yoga. Also, you're going to take this information into your practice, right? No matter if you're in a level 2-3 vinyasa flow or yoga for beginners, you can still invite this practice to your life. Then we're going to do this special practice called the Tibetan Rites, not a part of traditional yogic philosophy, but it's a practice that is considered like the fountain of youth practice, which I was just joking. It's really because Tibetan monks are on a mountain, not annoyed all day. But anyway, the idea is that it does these special things for your body. So we're gonna sandwich that in with a typical grounding, stretchy, chill vibes yoga class. So you'll like it. Yeah. Alrighty, so we're going to start lying down on our back. Hello. Hi, Miss Tina. Is there space for you? Okay. Otherwise, we can bring you up here, my dear. You want to come up here? Either side. Come on, Tina. All right, so take a moment. And if at any time you cannot hear me online, please let me know. All right, yogis, we're going to start by just lying down. I invite you to feel the sensation of the earth beneath you. Take a moment and just feel your body pressing into your mat. Allow gravity to take its course. Feel your body get nice and heavy. Relaxing through your eyebrows, your jaw. Feel your shoulders get heavy, your hips. Allowing the back of your knees to get heavy. Feel the fingers relax. And each and every single toe. Imagining that before this very moment, your body has been tense and tight and living the human experience. And that this is the only time that you have offered yourself a moment of peace. So take advantage of that. Don't overthink. Let your brain take a back seat. Let your body take over. No judgment. Just total love, gratitude, and connection back to self. We're going to begin to observe our breath, just feeling the breath moving through the body. Just feeling the gentle inhalations and exhalations. Feeling your belly rise and fall, feeling your heart lift and relax. And then I would love to invite you to place one hand over your heart, the other on top of your belly. And now feel the palms of your hands pressing into your body. And with every inhale and exhale, you feel your body pressing back into the palms of your hands. Allowing your breath to become more intentional, a little bit deeper with every inhale. And allowing the breath to escape your body slow and gently. Taking a moment and just observing this feeling that is happening, the sensations in your body. Maybe noticing if your mind is trying to compete with this gentle grounding practice. And just tell yourself to relax. Let's take a moment and let's offer ourselves love and gratitude. Appreciation for our health, for having the ability to be present today. Not taking for granted all that is being offered to us. Showing yourself kindness every chance you get. If you're working with a personal intention, sankalpa, dedication, or you just want to lean into that gratitude and love, please invite that into your sacred practice right now. Let's fill in all of these wonderful thoughts with a deep inhalation. Open the mouth, let it go. On your next inhale, take your hands overhead and stretch your body nice and long. If you touch your neighbor's toes, then give them a little kiss with your fingers. And then draw your knees into your body, give yourself a hug. And maybe making big circles in the sky like you're painting the full moon up there. Getting a gentle massage on the back of your body. Switching directions if not already. And then we're going to release those feet to the earth, keeping the knees pointing toward the sky. Shift your hips over to the right side of your mat and drop your knees to the left side. If you need to place a block in between your knees, honor that. We're just taking a moment in this gentle supine twist. Maybe the shoulders are grounded onto the earth, maybe not. Either way. Taking a moment here, noticing your breath, not losing touch with the deep inhalations and exhalations. And then activating your core, your solar plexus, your midsection, drawing your belly button into your body and bringing your hips back center. Exhale, and then take another inhalation. As you exhale, shift your hips to the opposite side and drop your knees, taking your time. Again, noticing if you need to draw a block in between your knees for comfort. Eye gazes can go over the shoulder if that feels okay. Maybe the shoulders are grounded, maybe not. Once you feel the pose in your body, invite the deep inhales. The delicious exhale. This is your moment. This is your time. Imagining with every inhalation, you're giving every cell of your body a delicious oxygen hug. Leaning into that vitality, that prana, life force energy. And when you're ready, yogis, take a deep inhalation, feel your core engage, draw your knees up, bring your hips back center, and let's take some gentle windshield wipers, just swinging your legs from side to side, just like a windshield wiper in your car, except those are your legs. And once you get the motion and you just feel what it feels like to move your legs from side to side, we're going to invite in the breath, right? So we will inhale the knees to the sky and exhale them to the opposite side. Remembering that we only want to go as fast as our breath can manage the movement with our body, making that mind-body breath connection. That is yoga. Doesn't matter if you're in something as simple as a windshield wiper or a really vigorous vinyasa flow. We want to be able to control the breath with the body movement. Noticing that if at any time you are holding your breath by way of instinct, letting it go, releasing it from the body as soon as you remember. We're going to take a few more rounds of this intentional movement, releasing any tension in the lower part of your body, through the spine, through the lower back. If you suffer from any back pain or tension, any old injuries or ailments here, this is a great practice to do when you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night. Take one more round of breath, and then we will float our knees back toward the sky. We're going to come into a gentle bridge pose. So you're going to draw your hands by your side. Feel your palms pressing into the earth. Feel your feet pressing into the mat. Slowly lift your hips up. Notice what your chin is doing. Make sure you don't have any compression in your neck. You can really press those palms and feet into the earth to help support this pose. If this is too much, you can always place a block under your body. For some of you, you might want to draw one shoulder under your body, then the other shoulder, interlacing your hands together, giving yourself some more structure. Find your breath. You're holding the pose, but you're not holding the breath, right? When you're ready, yogis are going to slowly exhale, releasing the hips back down to the mat. As your tail touches the earth, inhale, lift them back up, 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 up. Yes, and slowly exhale them down, down, down. Uno más. Slowly lift them up. Inhale, rise. Yes, our first time starting to engage pelvic floor. And then exhale, release. And releasing pelvic floor. Take a moment here. Find your breath. We're going to take a little exercise, but before we do, I invite you to lift your head off of the mat. Draw your shoulders down to the bottom of your mat as you lift your neck and imagine you're releasing out of a turtle shell. And then drop the back of your head back to the earth. So you're just lengthening through the nape of your neck, through your spine. Take a moment here, feel the earth. We're going to bring our feet out mat width apart and let the knees come back together. So imagine that you're sort of closing everything up, right? Closing up shop here. Take a moment. Feel the back of your spine pressing against the earth. Okay. So you can just feel yourself getting really heavy here. If you have really tight hips, you might also be feeling that sensation, and that's okay. Just going to breathe into it for just a moment. We're going to separate the knees. We're going to draw the bottoms of the feet together and let the knees splay out, kind of like a little clam or butterfly. Your hands can rest wherever they may. Maybe the thighs, maybe the belly, maybe overhead. Most importantly, wiggle your toes and feel your bottoms of your feet compressing together. And just notice the body here. Deep inhales, deep letting goes. We're going to draw the knees back up, hip distance apart. And then press through the bottoms of your feet and just lift your tail off of the mat just a little bit and see if you can roll from the top of your spine down until your tailbone reaches the mat. You might feel a little flexion in your quadriceps, and that is good. Your hands are going to come either in the creases of your hips or on top of your belly or somewhere in your legs. And we're going to do a little bit of pelvic flexion here, neutralizing our spine. So when you're ready, just take a deep inhale and then a nice, slow, prolonged, exaggerated exhale. Kind of sending a signal to our nervous system that we are here on purpose. All is good. All right, yogis, we're going to slowly start to do some pelvic tilting. So I invite you to just tilt your pelvis towards your belly button, towards 12 o'clock, towards your nose. And then as you exhale, tilt your pelvis towards your toes, towards the bottom of your mat, towards 6 o'clock. Inhale, shift your pelvis towards your nose. You're going to feel your muscles moving through your legs, perhaps through the bottoms of your feet even. Exhale, shifting and tilting like you are steering maybe like a jet or some sort of a vehicle. And you're just going to find your own breath. And just imagining that every time you do your little pelvic tilt, nice and slow, you are inviting your body to release tension in the spaces that matter. When we release the pelvic floor, we are also inviting more oxygen through our bloodstream. And when we have oxygen moving through the blood, we are feeding the vital organs their supply, which means we have more homeostasis or balance in the body. This will furthermore lead to our body self-hydrating and digesting toxins that need to be released. And when we can digest, we can rest, better sleep, less anxiety, activating that parasympathetic nervous system. We're going to take a few more rounds here, and then we're going to neutralize our spine. And for some of us, maybe it's just a little gentle baby movement, especially if you have any injuries or ailments that live in the body. And that is okay. Your body has no idea what it's supposed to be. It's just a little bit more than it normally is. So no matter your range of motion, all is perfect. One more round, and then we will neutralize our pelvis back to normal, whatever that means for us. Draw the bottoms of the hand or the hands back to the earth, palms facing down. Walk your heels and your toes closer to your tail, your sit bones. Press the earth away from you back to bridge pose. Notice your neck, make sure you can breathe. Feel your glutes engage and really allow that engagement to take place to the point where you can feel the activation through your quadriceps. And then look for your next exhale, and relax the body to the mat. Ooh. Draw your knees into your body. And instead of rocking from side to side or making circles, just draw your knees in and then draw your knees away, feeling the back of your body, getting a gentle massage. You also might feel a little core activation, and that is okay. You can also bring your hands under your legs as long as you're making that movement, basically drawing your knees toward and away from you, towards the bottom of your mat. And then squeeze your knees into your body, lift your nose, lift your chin, lift your forehead toward your knee. Draw your shoulders down towards your hips, and then relax back down to the mat. Now go ahead and rock from side to side, getting a little massage from hip to hip. We're going to bring it back center when you're ready, and then you're going to make those big circles in the sky yet again. You might feel a little inversion from rocking back and forth, meaning your head might have come below your heart for a few moments. You might feel a little dizzy from that. Each direction And when you're ready, yogis, we're gonna bring it back center. We're gonna draw that right knee into the body, lengthen that left leg all the way down to the mat. You're gonna feel your foot pressing into the earth as you draw that right knee into your body. We're gonna keep that right knee in that right hand. We're gonna open it up towards the right. Take the left hand and place it atop of your left thigh. We are looking for a gentle hip opener. And once you feel the pose in your body, you're probably holding your breath a little bit, listening to the words coming out of me. Once you feel the pose, once you relax the shoulders, the jaw, holding onto that knee, encouraging that release, that tension, then relax and notice the breath. We're going to take a few moments, a few rounds of breath here in silence. Let's begin. You will take one more round of breath. And on your next exhalation, you're going to draw that knee into the opposite hand, taking a nice twist of the body. Maybe that right hand comes out into a half airplane. Maybe the eyes look toward those fingertips. Maybe you feel a little relief happening in your spine. Whatever's coming up for you, just find your breath. Breathe into those hot spots in your body and relax. Noticing what muscles are tensing, maybe wiggling the toes, and just inviting some movement through the body. One more round of breath. And as you exhale, we're going to bring it back center. Draw your knees into your body. We're going to come into a little happy baby, but we're going to draw the bottoms of the feet together like a little butterfly in the sky. For some of us, maybe the heels will come all the way down toward our pelvis. For others, maybe happy baby without the bottoms of the feet together feel much better. Honor whatever feels good for your body. Whether you're in happy baby or your bottoms of your feet are together, bring some awareness to the back of your body and see if you can just encourage parts of the spine to ground into the earth. Even if it's just in your mind, right? You're just feeling maybe the tailbone somewhere near the lumbar spine, just feeling the earth. Maybe that requires some gentle flexion or movement or pelvic flexing from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Or maybe it's just such a subtle, energetic idea that a physical movement isn't present. One more round of breath. And then we're going to release our hands from our feet. We're going to float our feet to the sky, toes toward the nose. Your hands can either come up and rest behind your knees, behind your legs, or on the earth. If you need a little support, you can keep your hands on your body. Most importantly, toes are towards your nose, inviting a nice, deep stretch through the back of your legs. Notice your breath. And then slowly bend the knees, drop the feet to the mat. And let's take a few windshield wipers, just swinging your legs from side to side. Maybe you're getting a gentle massage on the back of your body. Maybe you're just releasing tension that was just stirred up from those hip openers. And when you're ready, we're going to draw the knees back into the body. We're going to keep that left knee in, lengthen that right leg all the way to the earth till you can touch down to the mat. We're going to keep that left knee in the left hand, right hand on top of the thigh. We're going to draw that knee open on this side. Take a moment, feel the pose, and as you feel the pose, then you can start to invite relaxation through the eyebrows, the jaw, the shoulders, letting the toes relax, Yet feeling that pressure you're applying by way of holding onto the knee, by way of pressing the palm into the opposite leg. You are relaxed, but you are also still engaged. And then find your breath, deep inhales. Nice, long, relaxed exhalations, filling up your lungs, and then slowly decompressing by way of your breath. Yeah. If your mind starts to get busy, maybe wiggling the toes or listening to the sound of your breath, or even the sound of your neighbor's breath. I'm going to take one more deep, delicious round of breath. On your next exhale, we're going to draw that knee into the other hand, twisting the body, lengthening that left arm. Eye gazes can follow. Remember, you do not need to be in the full expression of the twist. Your knee can point toward the sky if that feels better. Whatever feels good for you. Once you feel the pose, invite the breath. Breathing from head to toe. One more deep, delicious round of breath. Allow an exhale to draw you back center, yogis. Bring your feet to the mat, knees pointing to the sky. Go ahead and just take a few more windshield wipers. Or just some leg swings, just releasing any tension in the back of your body. That's right. We're going to come back to our knees to the sky, draw the bottoms of the feet together, let your knees splay out to the side. This time, take your hands overhead and imagine you're creating a little diamond. Elbows are splayed out, fingertips are touching, little triangle on each side. Take a moment, relax the glutes. You might feel a little flexion in the lumbar spine, and that is okay. Your pelvis is probably tilting towards 6 o'clock a bit. And if you can try to relax, maybe encouraging your spine to relax towards the earth. It won't be totally doable because of our glutes. But instead of having that deep tilting through the pelvis towards 6 o'clock, maybe it comes a little bit higher towards midline. And find your breath. With every exhale, the knees get a little heavier. One more round. And then your hands are going to come and they're going to place the top of your belly. Going to draw the knees together. Step your feet out nice and wide of the mat. And draw the knees back towards each other, closing everything back together. You can feel a little bit of the flexion that you can invite into your pelvis here. Maybe lifting your tail off of the mat and then rolling your spine back down. Just looking for something that's more neutral. And just take a moment. Again, if your hips are really tight, that's okay. We're constantly battling the tight hips, especially if you sit at a desk or you're a runner, biker. Or you just carry some issues in your tissues. All right, one more round of breath here. And then we're going to draw the knees back. We're going to come over onto our left side. We're gonna roll into a little ball, draw our knees into our chest, rest our head atop of our forearm. Take a moment here. Feel a little comfortable. And then look for a gentle exhalation and slowly float your body up, pressing your right hand into the mat as you rise. We're gonna come into a seated posture, yogis. We're gonna bring our hands just under. We're gonna take some seated cat-cow. It's not so scary, huh? Take a deep inhale. Tuck your chin, lengthen your arms around your spine like a fraidy cat. Feel your toes pressing into the mat. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your nose like a happy cow smelling roses. And then at your own pace, you're gonna inhale and exhale through your spinal flexions of cat-cow. You can hang out a little bit longer, enjoying one of the postures over the other. Maybe it feels really good when your chin is tucked into your chest and your spine is rounded and your heart's encapsulated. Or maybe it feels really good when your chest is wide open, a flexion in your lumbar spine. Whatever feels amazing. We're going to take about 4 more rounds before coming into tabletop. We're going to play a little bit more with some hip openers here. And then we will invite in some Ujjayi breathing. And then we'll start to invite in Tibetan practices. When you find your final pose, you're going to come into a neutralized spine. Release your hands for just a moment to activate the core. Draw your shoulders back into your body, palms facing upward toward each other, yogi's choice. Take a moment here. We're going to slowly start to roll back a little bit. You're going to feel your lower abs engage. We're not going to go into boat pose. And then really gently and slowly rise. Take your time. Your hands are going to start to come overhead as you lift your heart. We're going to repeat this a couple of times. So we're just going to slowly take our time. Take your time. Feel yourself roll back. Feel that engagement. Anyone who does Pilates might recognize a little bit of this, yes? And we are looking to release, contract through the pelvic floor. Your body's intuitively making those adjustments. Does not need your mind involved. We're gonna do one more round. I don't know, I didn't do yogi math, sorry. Don't know where I ended and where I started. And then you're gonna give yourself a hug. Your hands can thread under or over. I looked at Emily, she gave me that signal of like, you were wrong. And that's what I love. Give yourself a squeeze, feel the back of your body expand by way of you squeezing your knees or squeezing your legs into your body. And then we're gonna find tabletop. Take your time arriving. Hands are right under our shoulders, knees about hip distance apart. Go ahead and tuck those toes. We're gonna press the earth away from us. We're gonna take our tail toward our heels. You're gonna feel your toes pressing into the earth. Stop when your toes tell you to, right? You're looking to stretch the toes. And you probably can feel it. If it feels like you want to hold your breath, don't do it. And then come back and flatten your feet. We're gonna lengthen our hands out in front of us. Where's Bella? She likes to give kisses when you're not expecting it. And you're gonna drop your head in between your shoulders. Let your head get heavy. Come on, Mama. Yes. You're looking for that kitty cat-like stretch. And then we're gonna come back to tabletop, lovelies. We're gonna draw that right foot in between. Take your time arriving. It's gonna come right in between your hands. You're gonna tuck the back toe, lift that knee. You're gonna slide that foot as far back as you can, and then drop the knee, flatten the foot. You're gonna take a moment here, and this is a great place to have your block under that left hand. We're gonna raise the right hand in the sky and twist toward that thigh. Go ahead and sink your hips toward the earth a little more. If this is too much on your knee, make a gentle adjustment. We're opening up that hip. Go ahead and bring that hand on the inside of that leg. And if you want, you can come up on the edge of that foot. And we're gonna just do a little manual hip adjustment here. Let your exhale get you deeper into it, not your hand pressing into the leg, right? You don't want to force anything. That hand there is just adding a little pressure, releasing the shoulder a bit. And then exhale, bring it back, center yogis. Bring your hands to the mat, tuck your toe, lift the knee. We're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna step that back foot forward and that right foot backward. Let that foot slide behind you. Yeah, and then drop that knee, flatten that foot. Take a moment, right? Take a moment and enjoy. And then shift your weight into your right hand or on top of a block. Left hand to the sky, twisting toward that thigh. Eye gazes go wherever the neck wants. So sometimes the eyes like to go up, but sometimes the neck wants the eyes to go down. Find your breath. We're going to release that top shoulder by bringing that hand on the inside of that thigh, just applying a little somatic connection. Coming up on the edge of that foot, if that makes this a little bit more of a gentle hip opener for you. Find your breath. Notice what you are doing that is causing a little bit more tension than you need, such as tightening through the jaw, perhaps, or just complaining in your head. One more round of breath, and then we're going to bring it back. Tuck the toe, lift the knee, step forward, yogis. We're going to come in Uttanasana or forward fold. You can start to lengthen the legs calmly and gently. And then look at your toes. Lift them off of the mat and drop them one by one. Bend your knees, rest your belly atop of your thigh. Take your eye gazes up and slowly rise. And we're doing this different neck flexion here because we're going to go into those Tibetan rites, if you were curious. Inhale, rise. We're going to stretch, 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 stretch towards the sky. Exhale, our hands by our side. Ooh, let's do one more. Inhale, up. This time, hands are going to come to the heart space. Let's take a moment. Keep the palms pressing together. Encourage your core to engage here. We'll relax the glutes. We're going to focus on Ujjayi breath for a moment, right? So you're going to slowly begin to take an inhale and exhale. Maybe noticing where those inhales are coming through. Is it coming through the nose? Coming through the mouth? Start to encourage the inhales to come through the nose. And then noticing where your exhales are releasing from the nose or the mouth. And encourage those exhales to come out of the nose. Take a moment and just make a connection with your breath. Keep those palms pressing together, keeping that engagement in your body. Yes, now. Now imagine you're fogging up a mirror with every exhalation you take. Noticing that you might start to hear that ocean-like sound releasing through the body. And now inviting that power, that energy on both the inhale and the exhale. In yoga, breath work is the music to our ears. So breathe loudly, don't be shy. I remember when I was first practicing yoga and people were breathing loud. What is wrong with that? What is this? All right. Keeping those palms pressed together, start to lift those hands towards the sky. And then exhale those palms back to your heart center all the way to the mat. Forward fold, Uttanasana. We're going to halfway lift. Let your fingers come all the way up your shins, your knees. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, reverse sweep it high. You might touch your neighbor. exhale back to your heart's center. Yes. Just enjoy a moment, feeling the body here. We're gonna go about this a little bit different. I did some research and there's some calmer, gentler ways to get into Tibetan rites. Now, just as a reminder, this is just a series of easy poses that, when done in a certain variation, become more challenging. I'm just gonna remind myself of them. And because we do have a bit of a packed room, we're going to, instead of taking our hands out in an airplane, we're gonna take a nice little cactus variation. We're gonna do this nice and calm and gently. You're gonna just wave with your right hand, because that's going clockwise. And you're gonna do something you've never done in yoga, perhaps, which is move around on your mat in a way that's not a traditional asana yogic way, okay? So before we do that, let's inhale our hands up, and then exhale, cactus heart opener. Yes, inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Shout out to Tina, who's understanding my words without seeing me. Inhale, up. Last time, exhale, let it go. Yes, inhale, back up. And exhale, back to cactus arms. All right, yogis, we're gonna slowly start to move clockwise, but you're not gonna move off your mat, right? So we're just gonna turn. I know this is weird if you're new to yoga, this is not normal. Keep going all the way. And then stop back where you started. Normally your hands are out. So I'm gonna take my hands out, your hands are gonna stay in cactus. We're gonna do it again. I know, don't tell your friends. That was weird. And bring it back. You might be feeling a little dizzy. We're gonna do one more. Normally you go all the way to 21. We're gonna stop at 3, which is a great place to stop if you're new to the Tibetan rite. Remember, this is the fountain of youth. Goodbye, Mac. Only me Tibetan rites. And then from here, yogis, you're gonna go ahead and keep your hands where they're at. And you're gonna take a deep inhale and exhale. Wonderful. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. We're going to find our breath. Let's slowly hinge at the hips. You can bend a knee whenever you need to. The hands are going to slide down your legs. Uttanasana, half fold. On the inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, release. Go ahead and bend the knees. We're going to come into a little yogi ball. We're going to drop our knees. We're going to swivel our feet around in front of us. And we're going to come into Shavasana. Okay? So we're going to come down on our forms nice and calmly. And now it's going to get interesting, right? So take your hands above your head and just make a little, I guess, diamond. So bring the index fingers and the thumbs together, and then all the fingers will come together, okay? So see what you're seeing, and then bring your hands down and place your hands in bring your knees to the sky, bear with me. Place your hands in that little diamond right under your tailbone, and just allow your tailbone to place into your hand. And then lengthen your legs back. And we're just taking some pressure off of our spine. If at any time this doesn't feel good, you can abort mission, but the idea is that we are releasing some tension in our vertebra. So what we're going to do is you're going to first just lift your head off of the mat and tuck your chin into chest and just feel that connection. Go ahead and release your head back. Now go ahead and raise one foot in the sky, the other foot in the sky. Now, if at any time the hands don't feel good here, you can release them into the traditional variation, but this is to give you some support. You can also place a blanket there, yes, for those of us who need that. So feet are in the sky. If you want to release your hands, they can come by your side. Otherwise, you can keep those hands there supporting you. Now lift your head and tuck your chin. Now draw your legs towards your forehead. Now release your head. And we're going to slowly release the legs. Again, this might feel like Pilates. Toes are pointing towards your nose, making this more of a challenge. And then go ahead and slide your knees up toward the sky as your feet slide toward your towel. Lift your head and tuck your chin. You're gonna feel that connection in your lower abs. Go ahead and release everything back, including your shoulders. Raise your feet to the sky, toes to your nose. Lift your head, tuck your chin, and relax your head. You're doing everything one by one as you slowly release your legs. Your legs should be slowly releasing to the mat, but your head should be flat. When your heels make it to the earth, slide your feet back toward your tail as your knees bend. You might start to feel this. Lift your head, tuck your chin. Release your head, release your shoulders, float your feet to the sky. Toes to your nose, lift your head, tuck your chin. Release your head, release your shoulders, slowly take your legs down. We're gonna do one more and then we're gonna take a 3 round of breath pause. And then we go into the next pose. This is a lot. Can you imagine doing this 21 times? Lift your head, tuck your chin, relax your shoulders, relax your neck and your head. And draw your feet to the sky, toes to your nose, lift your head, tuck your chin. Relax and release your legs to the mat. That will be our last one. We will stop at Shavasana. Take 3 rounds of breath. Ooh, relax your muscles, yogis. The Tibetan rites. Yes. When you've finished taking your 3 rounds of breath, you're going to come up on forearms. And I really believe that this is a functional practice, meaning like it's teaching you to move your body without needing a lot of support, right? So I really think that that's the secret. We're going to swivel around. We're going to come up on all 4, and then we're going to come up and we're going to find a variation of camel pose that is not traditional in yogic philosophy. Look, Katie, you got your wish. Just got to be up here. We're going to tuck our toes. If at any time the tucked toes don't work for you, please untuck them. If you need a blanket for your knees, screen blanket. One will magically float over there. Okay, so we're going to bring our hands to our hips. And then from here, we're going to slowly, so you're just going to slowly draw your shoulder blades together until you need to stop. Does that make sense? If your thumbs aren't feeling good here, you can flatten those thumbs in. What we won't do is tradition, right? So we're going to kind of keep that a little bit. So instead of hands down, traditional camel, we're going to be a little bit more coming from a place of awareness here. All right, yogis, from here, you're going to keep that pressure in your hips. You're going to open up your heart. You can keep your eye gazes forward. Tradition of the pose is nose up. Again, this is a lot on the body. Honor your body here. And then the idea is engaging the core and coming back, tucking the chin into your chest and relaxing 3 rounds of breath. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, lift, 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 creating that opposition of exhaling yet lifting and releasing. Again, you can keep your eye gazes forward. You can keep your chin tucked in chest. You can lean back into your hands, into your toes. Please do not take the pose anywhere it doesn't need to go. As you come back, your chin tucks. You're not looking for any flexion in your spine. It's just a chin tuck. Release your glutes. Breathe. And again, we're only going to do this one more time. Remember, this practice goes up to 21 times in each pose. 21 being a magical number in Tibetan rites. But I can already tell some of the benefits of this pose, right? When you're ready, you're going to take a nice inhale. As you exhale, going back into this variation of camel. We are activating the pelvic floor and then releasing the pelvic floor. That is all we are doing, but we are doing it in such a masterful way. We are inviting like a yin yoga effect. As you tuck your chin into your chest, relax your glutes, 3 rounds of breath. And if you've been attending these classes, you know that a yin yoga-like effect is really a fascia release. And we can release the fascia in our body. We become more pliable. This will be our last round, yogis. Then we will find the Dandasana, staff pose. See, look, it's releasing stuff already out of you. And then let's come down. Let's go ahead and relax the knees. And we're just gonna swivel those legs out in front of us, no lift off, right? Toes to our nose. We're gonna take Dandasana. For those of us who are used to Dandasana, we know that this pose is hard. If this is too much for your tightness of your legs, you can also place a block under your knees, okay? So the idea first is take a look down at your toes, draw them toward your nose. We're gonna take a little internal rotation of the knees. And for some of us, we have some delicious flesh happening under our sit bones, right? So we wanna release that and get really rooted and grounded. And then your hands, I like to just sort of bring my hands out in front of me, palms facing up. Imagine you're waiting for cookies, but they're never coming. So draw your shoulders back into your body. Go ahead and let your hands just slowly come down. No cookies are coming, I'm sorry, maybe later. Flip your palms, let them slowly just rest next to your hips. Let gravity take its course. You're not pressing the earth away from you. Notice that little shake that might start to show up, right? Find your breath. Deep inhales, deep letting goes. Now we're gonna tuck the chin into the chest. Let the jaw relax, let the shoulders relax, let that little tingling that's happening in the legs happen. It is okay, it is normal. If you start to feel any cramping, release that flexion in your feet. And now let's start a nice, deep, delicious round of breath. I want you to invite in Ujjayi breathing, so fog the mirror, through the nose, out the nose, or create a little crease in between your lips and let the air escape there. I work really hard to rhyme, I think. Noticing how when you are compressing your thyroid, right? I call that our air traffic controller of our hormones. But we are compressing the thyroid and inviting Ujjayi breath. And although this isn't traditional Tibetan breath by way of Ujjayi, we are inviting a certain breath work when we engage this way. That is very Tibetan. So when we're compressing the thyroid that controls our hormones, what we're doing is we're activating our endocrine system, which is really good. It's inviting balance in the body. One more round of breath. And then we're going to slowly release. Go ahead and let your body completely relax. So maybe that means some flexion in the spine, some gentle relaxation through the belly, like you're just sitting here watching TV. And then let's take 3 rounds of breath here. So we held Dandasana longer, so we're not going to do 3 rounds of Dandasana, right? Instead, we're going to take it into the 3 rounds of reverse tabletop. Traditionally, the fingertips are pointing toward your toes, but if this isn't good for your rotation through your shoulder or even through your wrist, then you can flip your palms or your fingers away from you. So if you want to try traditional, you're going to just step your hands back like you're going into a reverse plank, but you're going to bend at those knees. Again, that doesn't feel good. Feel free to rotate your shoulders as you need to. We're going to slowly rise until we are lifted. Traditionally, you're opening up through the throat chakra, allowing the head to head pain heavy. Again, honor your body. You can keep that chin tucked. Your eye gaze is forward, of course. When you arrive, inhale, exhale 3 rounds, and then we're gonna come out of it. Allowing air to escape out of your mouth, which will probably be intuitive. And when you are done, you're gonna slowly bring it back. We're gonna invite in a nice chin tuck here and a nice hug of the body. And then to begin to come to a final, we're gonna come over on all 4. We're gonna find a nice Sphinx pose. So go ahead and drop your forearms into a four-armed tabletop. Slide your legs behind you, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your nose like a little still on a rock. And now we're going to invite in the special breath work now towards the end. Breath, it's called breathe in and feel the fire, but there is a Tibetan word that I can't remember. Sorry. But that's also what it's known as. Okay, yogis, so you're gonna take your nose to the sky. If this is too much for your lower back, you can take your eye gazes forward. It's just like Ujjayi breath, but instead of breathing out through your nose or through the creases of your lips, you're going to pretend you are breathing out through a straw. So you're gonna make that little circle with your lips. So take a deep inhale through your nose and then make that little circle and breathe out. Yes, like a whistle, right? That makes more sense. I can't whistle. Inhale. And let it go. One more, deep inhale. And release. Yes. Now we're gonna tuck our chin into chest, release any tension in our neck. Go ahead and drop your heart. Bring your hands by your side, tuck your toes, press into down dog. This will complete the Tibetan rites. We grab Bella, she gets a little sneaky around down dog. They stole my look. Right? And then invite in that deep inhale through your nose, make that little whistle and blow out. Wonderful. We're going to take 3 rounds of breath here. Deep inhale. You are in a deep inversion. Your blood is rushing to your head, which is also known to keep that nice, puffy, vibrant, flirty look in your face. I didn't make it up. And then when you have concluded, yogis, you're going to drop your knees from down dog. And then we're going to swivel our legs around. And you're going to slowly come down onto your back. And in tradition, you go directly into Shavasana. If you wish to take a rest, you can also choose your down dog, stand up, and start your day in tradition of Tibetan rites. For now, we're going to come into our nice final resting pose. Take a moment here, yogis, acknowledge the body pressing into the earth accepting that pressure. Let everything start to relax. With every exhalation, you allow your normal natural breath to take over your body. Noticing where tension is being held, maybe somewhere in the face, somewhere in the shoulders, somewhere in the back. Let it go. Every exhale, you feel that gentle release of your body. You feel that weight of gravity taking its course. We will begin to breathe life into our body, wiggling the toes, the fingers. Perhaps rolling over into one side, taking a pause. Slowly begin to float to a seated posture of choice. You can take any mudra of choice that you like. Maybe the hands come to prayer, Anjali. Maybe they both come over your heart space. Maybe to the third eye. Ever feels best. Take a moment here, yogis, and let's all offer ourselves love and gratitude. May we extend that love and gratitude to each other, all around the room, and in the ether. We have a beautiful teacher that's present today who has gone through a significant loss in her life and her family. And may we send her love, healing energy, connection, and peace. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this very interesting class. Back to our regularly scheduled classes next week. Thank you, yogis. Please all go in peace. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for being brave or with not knowing what you're going to get into today. Kind of interesting, yeah?
They like learned about yoga and then turned it into their own thing, or did it like all come about?
I think it's like all the same type of spiritual religion through Buddhism.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't a spiritual practice, don't worry. We didn't do any of the things that put you there. Right? I don't think it just shows up. But it's a cool practice, the idea that it's like this ageless yoga practice that keeps you youthful. If you did all of those every day, 21 times, you would have a really, really good core.
yeah.
That's what I noticed. Yeah, so it's a cool practice. I did it for about a year, a little over a year. And it was hard working up to 21. Seems like it would be easy, but it was really hard. Yeah. So thank you for all being here. Next week, we're doing something normal.
So much.
Spoken from a teacher. That's normal. Yeah, that's normal in yoga. Look at that, it's got a nice brow. So I talked about this with them. Good to see you, love. Yeah. Thanks for coming to the front.
No, I'm gonna start.
Don't forget we're on Zoom too.
Oh, no. I've been doing tip in the morning. Sorry. I get up early, but, so this journey, like the next time, I was like, I need to do something different. I mean, we'll do it.
Oh, no, way.
So, it's a good thing.
It is, okay.
You're happy about it. I am. But it's just like, it's come to this, that's gonna be like everything. All the parts I need from this point right here. So, today is-
Laid off with the severance.
Yeah, so, okay.
Oh, how big is it?
I'm gonna share for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
This summer.
Yeah, right. I'm here for it. Here for it. So we'll see you in yoga stuff. In yoga stuff. Yoga stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All the yoga stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm started strong. I'm ready to wait. Honestly, like, because the whole time even.
Well, as you're talking about it, you're smiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
The two of us were like, our jobs are horrible and they are sucking the life out of us. She's the lucky one that got laid off.
You know, like yoga makes you like think differently.
It's like all the stars are aligning.
It
you
takes
know,
a while
honestly.
to, yeah.
Cause I will keep on holding on, you know, and I know you do too. Just keep
Yeah.
on holding on and doing the best, even whenever everything's crumbling around you.
I love you. I'll see you soon, okay? Let go, Brie. Oh, I think I'm still recording.
Everybody got to.
I never-
Everybody got to see us all hugging.
I